Hello and welcome! For this benchmark of Half Life Alyx on Quest 2 with Oculus Link, we are using a GTX 1060 6GB, a Ryzen 5 2600 and 16GB of DDR4 RAM. Steam VR resolution is set to 100% and then we'll see how high we can go in the Oculus software. First up, we'll do a split screen benchmark. The top left screen is the resolution the Oculus software recommends us using, which is 3104 x 1584. You can pause here if you want to read the other resolutions. I will simply mark the screens as recommended, +1, +2 and +3. And we do have to be realistic here, so we are going for 72Hz and low fidelity graphics settings in game. I know the text here is really small and hard to read, especially if you're watching this on a phone, but the numbers to keep an eye on are these, the FPS. Since we've set our Quest 2 to 72Hz, the game will try to hold 72 FPS. Any drops below 72 will be felt while playing, and that Strider killed the +3 screen dead. 36 FPS, ouch. But the others held up really well. The door opens and we have our first drop on +2, both +2 and +3 were down in the 50s, but the top screens are doing great. A steady 72 FPS and the GPU load isn't too bad either, circling around 80%. The CPU isn't working very hard at all, which is to be expected. VR is all about the graphics card. Speaking of graphics card, before benchmarking this, I did the exact same thing with a 2070 Super, so I had that fresh in mind, and I will tell you, if you play this on a 1060 and then upgrade to something like a 2070 Super, it's like having needed glasses your entire life without knowing it, and then suddenly trying glasses and getting 20/20 vision and your mind is blown because the world is so damn sharp and beautiful. Alright. Up on the roof, the FPS is looking good, but of course we've already discarded the two bottom screens because we need our VR to be smooth. We are about to jump down a lift and see some baddies, and that scene has turned out to be pretty demanding. Let's see how we go. So far, so good, but the real test is when we get our picture taken by the drone.
Wait, don't shoot!
Very secure in there.
Ouch! +1 took a premature beating down to 43. The fact that +2 didn't break a sweat was very odd here, but the main takeaway from this initial test is that the recommended settings passed with flying colors. So, since the recommended settings didn't drop a single beat, holding 72 FPS like a champ, I decided to try some combat. We get a shiny new shotgun and the spell is broken. FPS drops to 69, which might not sound so bad, but I felt it. Then zombies burst out from the walls, and while those drops are small, they are pretty severe in game. This is very disappointing. Further up here, a head crab is all it takes for another drop. It stabilizes again, but when I open the quick menu, the FPS drops again and sends any hope of a good Half-Life experience on our poor struggling 1060 card down the pitch black abyss of despair. Nah, that's way too dramatic. I really wanted this to work, so I decided to push the 1060 even further with a modest overclock. This video is not meant to be an overclocking guide, but I set the core clock to +100 and the memory clock to +200, and then went all the way to the lowest resolution I could choose in the Oculus software, but I still got a minor drop when I picked up the shotgun, and I still got minor drops when I obliterated the zombie skulls, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And for each stutzer, my despondency only grew larger. But at least the head crab was a smooth kill. These zombies were alright too, but when I opened the quick menu, the spikes continued. Alright, the bottom line. You can play this game on a 1060 with 6GB of VRAM, though it's far from ideal. But this is the game of a generation, the very top VR experience in existence. Do you really want to squander such a thing on blurry visuals, poor FPS and stutters? Even if you had to wait a year, 2 years to upgrade your PC, wouldn't it be worth waiting? This is Half Life Alyx. It deserves the best. You deserve the best. Or maybe it runs better on virtual desktop. Should I try? Maybe I will. Thank you very much for watching. Seb, out.